Well, Coach, as you know, being over in Orlando, still a bit warm here in Florida, but really all things considered, a wonderful fall afternoon for football here in Tampa at Raymond James Stadium. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Atlanta Falcons and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback.
Go! Set. 18. Let's go, let's go. Hey, switch gears. Watch out.
On the ground, this is Saquon Barkley. He'll have a first down past the 40. 34 yards there and a first down. They had a chance to limit his yardage, but he was able to fight off that tackle.
So it's not just the responsibility of the guys who missed the tackles along the way. It's all 11 on defense, able to stop this guy, unable to do it on that play. They've got to find a way. How about his ability to break through and gain that yardage?
So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. So that'll back him up 5. So a little bit of a stiffer challenge now. 1st and 15 following the delay of game. Off of play action, it's Watson. Flush to his right. It's caught by Mike Evans. A gain of 6 there on 1st. That catch, by the way, number 542 in his NFL career, that draws him level with Lance Allworth, who was a Hall of Famer with the Chargers back in the 60s and 70s.
Yeah, the man they called Bambi. So if you're in that type of territory, catch the same number of passes he caught, you know you're on your way to a big-time career. And just think, he's not through yet.
We're set. Like 88. Mike is 59. Mike to 59. Watch the run. They're running it. Watch the safety creep. Bang, bang.
On 2nd down, here's Barkley. Oh, he's got a little daylight. And now off to the races down the right side. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. Saquon Barkley, his 4th touchdown on the year, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. And his kick is no good. An inauspicious start here kicking-wise as this one stays a 6-0 game. Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss. This will be taken in at the 1. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line.
Watch the slant. Check.
Nyheim Hines, his first carry. Shifts by him. And he takes this up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. 17 yards and a first down for Atlanta. Although his reputation as a speedy runner precedes him, it's always fun to watch him work.
It is eye-opening, isn't it? Because when you see him get the ball and just go, In addition to that speed, it helps out his blockers. They don't have to hold blocks for long because he's just going to speed right past them.
Check 55 to Mike. And let's pin the mirrors back.
This is Hines. And the play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back near the 40 at the 39. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up second down.
Brings up second and 12 at the 39-yard line.
Come on, baby. Come on, let's go. 14.
On second and 12, Wilson eluding the pressure right. They'll find Hines out of the backfield. A good cover defensively as they get to him just beyond the 45 after the juke. Now, Charles, what's the mindset here offensively? You gave up the touchdown pretty quickly. Would it have changed if you had gotten a stop and it would be 0-0 right now, or no?
I wouldn't think so. I think in most cases, just down a touchdown, you know, I mean, we're just getting started here. It should be a long way to go. You think to yourself, stick with the game plan, all the things you worked on in practice. But you have some teams that when they get down, their natural tendency is to aggressively strike back. And let's see if they want to get outside of the game plan we expect and try and be aggressive on their first series.
Hit from behind, and he's going to be driven down.
No doubt that's a very good play defensively right there because you've always got to be aware that he can take off and make a big play with his legs. How about the way they were able to contain him? That also tells me the coverage was excellent downfield.
Yeah, that is much too long. That's into the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 20-yard line.
The Tampa offense ready to get their drive started.
Watch safety creep. Watch safety. 59. Safety's creeping. Back. 59. 9 of go.
They'll start out on the ground, and Saquon Barkley, he'll get about 3 as he's taken down at the 23.
That's it, baby.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on second down.
The last run got 3. Now here's second and 7.
65. Alert 3.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. The second down play results in a loss of 2 yards.
Well, that play was over before it even got started. Thanks for nothing, huh? How about that? That sets up a very difficult third down call now.
And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. After the run, Watson going to throw. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete. So the defense able to get off the field here on third down.
And it's one of the goals of the game. They've got to be effective on passing downs. It's one of the few things defenses chart. How did we do on third down? That's a nice start for them in this one.
Fielded just inside the 30. Call that a 46-yard punt with a net of 40 on the 6-yard return. And the Falcons will be taking over first and 10. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. The crowd may be losing just a little bit of the edge after back-to-back punts.
They want some big plays. They want to see some offense. They want to see somebody break away, whether it's through the air or on the ground. Now it'll be interesting to see where the patience is on both sides. Each head coach, can you hang in there and not try and force something that could put your team in some jeopardy?
Mike 54. Gotta do better. Come on.
On first down, it's Hines. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 41. And now we'll get a stoppage here. There appears to be an injured Falcon on the field. While the training staff takes a peek, we'll take a break.
Quick, 280. Hey, alert, 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 alert. Come on, baby. It's free. It's free. Go, Flores. Mike, 55. Check, 55, Mike.
On 2nd and 15 now. Wilson, he rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by Micah Hyde. And a return out shy of midfield to the 46-yard line.
Brandon, this is a veteran quarterback back there. He should know better than to make a throw like this. This is definitely not his best ball, and I think he knew this was trouble the second it was leaving his hand.
The Buccaneers in good field position here to start out 1st and 10 at their own 46. To throw is Watson. He'll get 5 out of the scramble. It's 2nd down.
Now, how about that play? He took a possible negative and turned it into positive yardage and slid down to avoid taking a big shot. Excellent job getting down and avoiding the big hit.
Good set. 19. Check, 59. To the car. Rush in. Slam. Hey, alert 3. Shit.
On 2nd down now. Barkley. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. 22 yards there, a 1st down. One thing's for sure, this defense has to figure out how to stop the ground game. He's eating them up here in the 1st quarter.
It looks like they have to go to different forces, aren't they? The conventional things aren't working too well. So I remember a coach of mine saying way back when a back's having a great game, you've got to get the ball out of his hands. See how far he can run without the ball. And what he meant was takeaways, not get loose, because maybe you can't just stop him with just regular tackling.
A 1st down run from Barkley, pretty well defended. Give him 3 yards on the play. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
And it is still early, just the 1st quarter. But you start prorating the numbers, and we might be in for some history. I mean, that last run puts him over 100 yards already, and we've still got 3 quarters to go.
Watson, off play action. He's going to let it go deep for the end zone, and he's got it. Caught in the end zone, touchdown, Tampa Bay. Nelson Aguilar. His 1st touchdown here of the new campaign as the Buccaneers tack on to their lead. Point after now from Catanzaro. And he atones for his miss the 1st time around as this one is up and good to extend their lead. Now Catanzaro after the touchdown to kick it away. This fielded at the 2. And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And they're in an early hole. The 1st drive, they threw the interception. That led to a touchdown, so decent-sized deficit early on.
It is, but I think you hit the key words, early on. So they have to decide, do we even need to change game plan? Or do we just need to execute better and try and get back in this game?
That pass play wound up for negative yardage, so here's 2nd and 11.
You better bring it. Hey, guys, listen. Right there. 54.
Now Wilson. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. That'll go as a pickup of 32 on the catch and run. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. Play action. It's Wilson. Flushed out right. He's going to throw one up for the end zone. And incomplete. He dropped it in the end zone. And this should be the final play before the quarter ends. 2nd and 10. It's Wilson again. And he finds his tight end. It's Ertz. Touchdown, Falcons. Zach Ertz, his third touchdown now on the year, as his guys are on the board here in this first quarter. Boy, it's nice to have that big, reliable target you can go to.
Each and every time. A lot of people see that position as a fallback. Throw it to them when all else fails. Not at all. This guy can make plays, and that's exactly what he just did.
Yeah, play here for a touchdown. Here's Myers now to kick it away. This will be taken in at the 1. And a good return. He's across the 35-yard line, right around the 36.
The Bucks take over first and 10 at their own 36-yard line.
The Bucks offense set to begin their next possession, and they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
Barkley with a carry on first down, and he'll get about 4, so 2nd and 6 forthcoming. And on the stop, DeMonte Casey.
4 yards on the pickup. 2nd and 6 at the 40-yard line.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6.
You remember me? You remember me? Let's go, baby. Mike 5'9", Mike 5'9". Yo.
Now it's Watson. It's caught by Aguilar. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. And that's going to be good for another first down as the tackle's made at the Falcons' 43.
Quit talking about it and bring it. He's coming. 24. We got double up. Hey, 24. Let's go.
A first down carry for Barkley. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. 10 yards there and a Buccaneer first down.
Now, this is an example of breaking down a defense, because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
I saw Von Miller in college at Texas A&M, and all I kept hearing about was his speed off the edge to the quarterback. But what impressed me, his balance and his ability to take on blocks and be a force in the run game, as we just saw there.
Where's the set? 19. 59. Let's go, D. Let's go. Check. Lucky. Let's go.
And pretty good running as he'll be close to a first down at the Falcons' 25.
But you've got to give kudos to your offensive line and the guy carrying the ball, because they were in a 2nd and long situation. It seemed pretty dire, but they brought it back to 3rd and manageable with that run.
Here's set. 19. Mike is 59. Mike to 59. Here it comes.
They'll try to run for it with Barkley. And he gets this down to the 18, good enough for a first down. 7 yards there, good enough to move the sticks.
Well, someone's been having a good game so far, and you know something? A lot of it's been power running. They decided to turn him loose again on 3rd down, didn't they?
They did indeed. He delivered the tough yards.
You're set. 19. Check. 53's Mike. Hey, come on out here. Come get some. Come get some. Go.
From the red zone now, Watson steps away to his left. The improv on the scramble there gets him 6, and it'll be 2nd down.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there. After about the 3rd one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
Crunch time, defense.
To throw again on 2nd down. Watson. And he's going to be dropped. Back at the 15-yard line. Marching in for the sack, Michael Brockers. Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
This will be the 8th play of the drive. It's 3rd and 7.
I know he ain't got it. Line him up.
Out of the gun, Watson. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. More problems here on 3rd down. They've converted only once so far in this first half.
And you know as well as I do in this league, if you don't win on 3rd down, it makes it hard to win a ball game because then you're relying on your defense, you're relying on your special teams. You've got to get it done with your offensive unit.
So unable to convert for the touchdown inside the red zone, but they do come away with 3.
Yeah, it's a 32-yarder. That's essentially an extra point nowadays, right? Because it's 33 as a general rule for these guys. So it should be a simple kick. But you know what's really strange nowadays? When they miss an extra point, I think they carry that with them longer than missing a field goal because an extra point's supposed to be automatic.
Absolutely, and I would think even field goals inside of 30 yards, even though they're substantially shorter than a PAT, it just has a different feel, doesn't it?
A different feel, a different vibe. That's what I get from all the kickers I talk to. They always say if I miss an extra point, that's the one that bothers me more.
And they'll start the drive on the ground with Johnson. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. The stop was made by Jannard Avery.
Brings up 2nd and 9 at the 26-yard line.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run.
Cut. Friday.
Here's Johnson. They follow up the first down 1-yard run with a minimal gain of 2.
Well, they didn't get a whole lot out of that one, but I think you got to continue to try and run it and try and keep the defense honest.
You mean or else they'll just sit back, dare you to throw it on every down?
Yeah, you get your quarterback hit a lot that way, too.
Hey, check right. Watching your five.
On 3rd down, Wilson. A 50-50 ball here, and it's intercepted. He's picked off at his own 47, and they'll start out with great field position at the 47-yard line in enemy territory.
This is it. 19. Mike, number 53. Mike, 53. I'm trying to collect. Check. Hey, 59. Kill.
They'll run on 1st down. Barkley. Michael Brockers in on the stop.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8.
Let's go, baby. They turn over. Get that ball.
Here's Watson. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And that play will go nowhere, losing yardage back near midfield at the 49. That'll be a loss of 4 yards on the play. And that'll bring up a 3rd and 11 situation.
Mike, set. 19. Tight right. 4 down. Check. 4 down. At 55. 226.
From the gun, here's Watson. He finds his target. It's Evans. Just a 5-yard pickup, and it leads to 4th down.
A gain of 5. It's 4th down.
And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. We remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll send you cross-state to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman will have all the stats and all the scores from games going on during another busy Sunday in the National Football League. So it's not an NFL record, but it's not far off. That'll go in the books as a 61-yard field goal.
And wasn't it weird to see a guy line up for a field goal on the other side of midfield? The ball got halfway there, and you thought, no way is that going to make it, but it just kept carrying, and he winds up sneaking it right over the bar.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. A 3-yard pickup on 2nd and 4. Now they'll need to convert here on 3rd and a little more than a yard.
Good job right there. Good job right there.
They'll try and run for it. Here's Johnson. And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line. Now the Falcons going to use one of their timeouts as they'll get a chance to talk it over after picking up the first down. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
Here we go. Check.
Out of the pistol, here's Johnson. And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. They picked up 5 yards last time. Now they double it and get 10 here. They give to Johnson going right. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. The Falcons going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. Now on the heels of that run by Johnson, here's another 1st and 10. Now they'll throw it with Wilson. Looking left side, and it's complete. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. 17 yards and a 1st down for Atlanta. They'll throw on 1st down with Wilson. Escaping the pressure right. And that'll be incomplete with 11 seconds remaining now.
Brings up 2nd and 10 at the 22-yard line.
So after the incompletion, 2nd and 10 from the 22.
You don't want to see me. You don't want me. Mike coming over. 55. Check.
To throw is Wilson. Throwing again. He's going to go up top for the end zone. And this is going to be intercepted. Read it well, and it's picked. The Tampa offense ready to get their drive started. Time for a final kneel down or a safe run, and then they can head to the locker room with a lead.
Yeah, or they can even run a screen. You know, something they feel is somewhat safe that might actually pop and turn into a big play. That's what you usually run in this situation.
Or go 4 verticals because why not?
Because you're feeling it, right? You're just feeling it.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. This fielded at the 2. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line.
We go. Falcons take over 1st and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them. On 1st and 10, it's Wilson. Flush to his right. He'll run it. Nice work to get 7 out of that, and it's 2nd down. You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you because the spot they're in now is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by making the plays that they've made, and that just means you're one big score away from being right back there.
Now, the question is, can this offense step up and make that play? Because that's been an issue for them in this game. Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Wilson, he gets this one to Johnson. And this time he's able to take it down to the 42. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a 1st down. So from Buccaneer territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line.
55, Mark 55. Switch it. Come on, switch it.
A 1st down carry here for Johnson. Not much there. Maybe a couple as he's taken down at the 40.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
Now a 10th carry for Johnson. 3 yards on the pickup. That's going to set up an interesting 3rd and about 4 to go. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. They go play action now. Wilson buying time to his left. He can run for it, and he will. And boy, he is very close to a 1st down, but from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short.
That was a good effort there, trying to do it on his own. But as a defender, you're in a tough spot because you have coverage responsibilities behind you. And if you take off too quick to try and get him down, he might loft it over your head.
So better to track with your man defensively than try to go up and make a stop on the quarterback.
Exactly right. What you're hoping is that your guys in the front 7 can get him down.
So a decent drive there to start the 3rd quarter. They only salvaged 3 out of it, but they inch a bit closer.
Yeah, but still lots of time to go in this one. That's why you hear that clapping on the sidelines, right? Hey, got some points. As you said, inching their way back in. Time left to go out and get that victory.
The Bucks offense set to begin their next possession.
Check 24, check 24, check 31, check 34.
They begin with a run by Barkley. Now a flag comes in from the umpire after a gain of about 4. And this looks like it's going to be holding.
Get ready.
They're backed up here with a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty.
Hey.
Now Watson. Dancing to his left. He's airing it out for Williams. Oh, incomplete. A turnover would have really helped there. Almost intercepted. Instead, it's just 2nd down.
What has not been the best game for him, but he definitely tried to get by with a little help from his friend there, trying to create a big play.
Couldn't do it, fell incomplete. But you're right, hasn't been a banner game here in the second half, just trying to get going.
Big thing is trying to keep confidence up and continue to fire.
Throwing on 2nd and long. Watson. This one complete to Scott Miller. They get 14 back, but it leads now to a 3rd down.
One thing I can say pretty safely, that route is not called if you don't have a guy who can throw the ball and put some mustard on it. Because if you're going to lollipop it in the middle of the field, bad things usually happen. It takes a strong-arm guy who can rifle it in there, and they were able to successfully complete that one.
Alert! Mike 28, I got you, son. I got you. You're all mine, baby. Get this. You're all 2-6. Hey, number 28, Mike, he's coming. Check in. Check.
Throwing on third down, Watson. And able to catch it on the left sideline, but they're going to rule him out of bounds. So it'll be incomplete. Certainly one they'd like to have back as it breaks up fourth down. And the head coach reaches for the red flag, tosses it down on the field. He wants a challenge here.
At their own 29-yard line. Drew Kaiser in punt formation.
Well, he challenged the play. It did not pay off.
And that means he lost a timeout in that challenge.
And as a coach, you hate that. Don't know if you took the advice of the player, you threw it yourself, but it didn't go your way.
At the end of the day, it all comes back to the head coach. He has the final. Determination on whether to actually challenge the play or not. In this case, it didn't pay off for him.
And that's got to be so heartbreaking. You throw that flag, you probably feel really confident, and then all of a sudden, boom, you lose the challenge.
Yeah, when you take a look at it, you're throwing that flag because you believe you're going to be right. And when it comes back the other way, you have to regroup.
All go special.
They'll run with a former Tar Heel, T.J. Logan. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up.
2nd and 10 at the 24-yard line.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10.
Hey, I'm coming after you. Check. Mike 55, Mike 55. Mike.
Out of the gun, here's Wilson. He'll try and run it. He'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. A gain of 28 yards there and give him a first down.
Looks to me, partner, like he's learned a little bit because earlier in the game, I think he's trying to force a lot of throws into some windows that just weren't open.
Yeah, the interceptions had plagued him, especially a second interception, really a bad throw. So maybe a better decision there.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I think he learned from earlier in the game, and he's applying it now.
And they go backwards here, losing yardage back at the 48-yard line.
You know what the key to a good screen pass is, don't you?
Bet you're going to tell me good blocking?
Well, good blocking eventually, but first is good acting. You want to let the defenders go past you, leak out to whichever side or even in the middle where you want to set up the screen, and then you do your blocking. How about the read, though, by the defensive guys? They weren't fooled at all and actually ran with the lineman to where the play was and smothered it for a loss of yardage.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. From the gun, it's Wilson. Pressure comes, and Wilson's going to go down. You never want to give up a sack. From the O-line's perspective, they hate it for several reasons, especially because they felt like they let little brother down back there in the pocket.
Oh, no doubt. They have a ton of pride, and they go into every job wanting to keep that guy clean. They want that uniform with no grass stains, no dirt, nothing on it, but it's really, really difficult. You're talking about some terrific athletes who are trying to put him on the ground.
A very good return there. Give him an even 20 yards. And the Bucks will get ready to go on offense. The Tampa offense ready to get their drive started. This crew had to punt last time they had the ball, but when you've got a lead like this, you content to play the field position game?
You are to an extent, especially if you like your defense, because you have the lead, you've been controlling the game. But why put them in a tougher spot? You want to get out there and get something done on offense and maybe take command of this game yourself.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11.
Check, 59. Knock it in.
Back to throw, Watson. And an alley to run. Deshaun Watson, so multi-dimensional, able to scramble for the first.
Man, defensively, that hurts. They got him out of his rhythm. They had him hemmed in, but somehow he was able to tuck it away and get away for a gain.
We're set. 188. Check, 59. What? 154. Check safety. Shift. Watch the ship. Hey, watch the ship.
On first down, Barkley. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on first down.
Brings up 2nd and 11 at the 39-yard line.
Line set. 19. I'm coming. Down and go.
They'll run it again with Barkley. It'll be a pickup of 5, and that leaves them with 5 more. 3rd and 5 now.
Third quarter, and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
And that is going to do it for this third quarter of action. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. The Bucks on third down. Just 1 for 5 to this point. This will be 3rd and 5. Watson going to pull back the handoff and keep it himself. Oh, the ball is out. Watson lost it, and the Falcons grab it. And he will score. Touchdown, Falcons. And a great return as they're finally able to take him down. This defense, Charles, they needed some type of a spark to help get them back in this game. I think they just got their spark.
No doubt about it, and you know that's all they discussed. How can we get ourselves moving again? How can we get our team going? This definitely qualifies.
So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. This will be taken in at the 1. And not a bad return. Here he gets it out to the 25-yard line.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Bucks offense set to begin their next possession. They'll be looking to make amends for the events of a moment ago. A fumble return for 6 points.
You absolutely have to protect the football. That's got to be priority number 1 because margin for error is starting to slip away. Now it's down to a 1-score game.
10 yards there and a Buccaneer first down.
Do my eyes deceive me, or is he getting stronger as this game moves along?
Burst seems just as good here in the 4th as it was way back in the 1st, doesn't it?
I do believe someone put a lot of time in the offseason and continues to condition during the season in order to continue to carry the ball at this rate.
Looking for Shepard. That's caught at the 25. And he will finally go out of bounds, but not before he takes it down to the 25. They lulled them to sleep there, so to speak. That was all set up by the running game, wasn't it?
Another example of what all offensive coordinators tell us. When the running game's operating, it really opens up the playbook, and that's when they hit them with the play action. And you can see the defenders rushing towards the line of scrimmage, then scrambling back trying to cover. Couldn't get there in time.
Well scripted. They had the big running play, now the big passing play. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. And the tip there altered the ball flight, and it falls incomplete. It'll be 2nd down.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
Line of scrimmage, again the 25, 2nd and 10.
Watch left. Tight end to the left, tight end left.
Throwing again, it's Watson. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. That catch good for only a yard, and it will be 3rd down.
He wasn't ready.
And, partner, I think that's a great example that not all tight ends are created equal because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it.
And it's intercepted at the goal line. Snags it for the pick. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. A critical error there in a tight game in the fourth.
All you talk about is taking care of the football, and especially with a lead here in the fourth quarter, turning it over, now the door is open for the opposition.
Just in general, when you're passing in the fourth quarter with a lead, no matter at what point, you got to be super careful.
Got to be careful, and sometimes you can be so careful that you end up running yourself into an error.
And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. He was trying to keep his eyes downfield. Nobody came open.
He's trying to do everything that he had been taught, right? Every bit of the technique. But if no one's open, there is no technique except make sure you hold on to the ball as you go to the ground when you're getting sacked.
0-0. 54. Mike's 54. Man, I got you. Mike's 5.
Another try after the first down sack. Wilson. The open man here, Renfro. And they'll get 9 there as that sets him up better for third down.
A gain of 9 brings up third down.
The Falcons on third down. Just 1 for 5 to this point. This will be 3rd and 5. Wilson. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. 10 yards there and a first down for the Falcons. Some good games going on in the early window. This might be the best of the bunch.
You gonna see me in your nightmare.
On first down, Wilson. This one caught by Crowder. And he's going to be out of bounds right at midfield. 15 yards, first down, Atlanta.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
Wilson now 11 of 16 through the air. It's 1st and 10. Johnson running right. Trying to run inside, but nothing there. Vanderbilt's own Oren Burks had the tackle defensively.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
Check. Watch 54. Watch 54. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Touch 50. Mike's 54.
Play action. Now Wilson. And he's going to go down. They sack him back at the 42. Larry Ogunjobi in for the sack.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
False start's going to push him back, but these days, how hard must it be to be an offensive lineman?
It's very hard, Brandon. You've got defensive linemen flinching, trying to draw you offside. You've got the loud crowds, and there are just so many super athletic players on defense now that you have to deal with each week. But through it all, these guys just sit in there for 4 quarters and slug it out.
Here's Wilson. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked up by John Johnson. And he returns it into enemy territory down to the 45-yard line. If you combine last week and this week, he's got a hat trick going because he had 2 interceptions a week ago.
He's seeing the ball so well and understanding where receivers are and positioning. I mean, just watching him work with such great technique and paying it off by actually catching the ball when he has a chance, he's helping his team in a huge way.
Set. 19. We ain't giving up nothing today. Under 10. Under 10. 10. Deuce. 9. Go.
Room here to run. 20. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Buccaneers. Tariq Cohen, his first touchdown of the new season as the Buccaneers tack on to their lead. Extra point good by Catanzaro, and that makes this a 9-point game. Now Catanzaro after the touchdown to kick it away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. About set to begin their next drive. The Falcons offense at the line. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Marcus Davenport, the first rounder out of UTSA with a sack. Protection certainly going to need to be a bit better here on 2nd and 16.
Let's put that team on the Bucks. Go 14. Hey, check Mike 21. Mike 21. Check Mike 21. Watch the cover.
Here's Wilson. Caught by the tight end Ertz. 27 yards there. First down. Wilson now perfect since the second half started. 7 of 7. It's 1st and 10. They will get 4 yards here on the first down run, and that'll make it 2nd and 6. Justin Reed, the safety, made the tackle.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down. A very solid gain on that play.
55, Mike 55. Hey, eat. Hustle. You got to get the ball. Got to go in and out. Let's go.
They run again with Logan. 3 yards is half of what they needed. Now can they get the other 3 here on 3rd down? 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Falcon football as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. On 3rd down, Johnson. And he's taken down at the 43, but not before picking up the first. Give him 3 yards and a fresh set of downs.
36 power.
Wilson to throw. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on 1st down, but he couldn't reel it in.
Brandon, at least there's one bright side to that incompletion.
What's that?
It wasn't an interception.
Wow. You're a nice guy. That was kind of savage. But correct. No pick, just incomplete that time. Here's Wilson. Eluding the pressure right. He's going to let it fly. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long way out there, but it'll be 3rd down. I know he wants to get his team back in the game, but a 50-50 ball right there that maybe was a little questionable.
Yeah, he's pretty lucky to get that one back. I think that sometimes these quarterbacks play with a lot of confidence that borders on arrogance. That can put your team in some Dutch.
Yeah, especially maybe want to look at some safer routes after the interception he had that ended their last drive. They get only 4 that time as that leads us to a 4th down. They're going on 4th down. It's Wilson. Did they maybe play that too safely on 3rd down? I know you don't want to just throw a ball blindly downfield, but that didn't help them a whole lot.
I think they probably said if it's open, take the shot. If not, get something safe because we do have 4th down to try and pick it up.
Now a play fake here on 1st down. And he takes this one into the end zone, and all of a sudden, here in the final minute, things get a little bit tighter.
I'm not sure win-win is the proper term here, but it certainly felt like it. They got the touchdown they needed. But if I'm on the defensive side of the ball, okay, you got the touchdown, but it sure took you a long time.
Yeah, because offensively there, you're probably hoping for a 1 to 5 play drive. That one ate up a little more time than they were hoping.
You're exactly right, and if you have that 1 to 5 play drive, you actually build up momentum and even more hope. When they had to slog their way downfield, they got the touchdown, but it's almost like, yeah, you know.
Doesn't feel right.
Exactly.
The Tampa offense ready to get their drive started. And checking the timeouts. They do have 2 defensively, but no real need to use them as they're not going to be able to stop the clock after that. The Falcons going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 40 seconds remaining in this fourth quarter.
Watch the screen, watch the screen, watch the screen.
Victory formation now for the Buccaneers. Down to a knee they go. Falcons going to use their third and final timeout as they stop it here with just under 40 seconds to go in the game. So time to start going in the other direction as they come up now 3rd and long. And they cannot do anything to stop the clock defensively. 3 straight wins to start the campaign now.
And this is where a team privately, within the confines of their own room, their meeting rooms, the locker room, they start to think to themselves, we're pretty good. We should be a playoff team.
So fire the cannons. It's a victory here for Tampa Bay.